Wanted to talk to you today about some issues with breastfeeding and bottle feeding. A lot of times neck pain and shoulder pain are common complaints among new moms that are sitting in prolonged postures for a lot of their day, especially with newborns. So a lot of times we're sitting, we have this sweet newborn baby and we're sitting for 45 minutes in this position, looking down and holding that baby. And that can come along with a lot of neck discomfort or shoulder discomfort as well, just even from holding a small baby for that long period of time. And so when you're picking a position or a spot in your home to nurse or bottle feed, try to pick a spot where you can prop yourself up with pillows, support that arm. If you can, kind of lean back in a glider or a recliner where your head is nice and supported. And that will make a huge difference alone. But on the other side of it, we also need some stretches or mobility exercises after that feeding session to really help to combat any oncoming neck pain or just shoulder discomfort. And so that's what I'm going to walk you through today. We're going to talk about 3 different things that you can do after each feeding session to try to help ward off any neck pain that comes along with breastfeeding or bottle feeding. So the first tip is posture related. So one thing that we hear a lot is to stand up straight, sit up straight, correct your posture. But to a lot of people, what that means is just to sit up really, really tall, squeeze their shoulder blades back, really push your head back. And that's not really what I want you to do, because that's not where good posture is. This is really extreme, that reserve that for the citadel. This is more making sure that your rib cage is stacked on top of your hips. That's kind of step 1. And if you have that set up correctly, a lot of times your shoulder and your neck will fall into the right position anyway. But if you're not sure if that is correct, take your hand and put the base of your thumb right at your breastbone, right at your sternum there. And then you're just gonna extend your index finger up. And if that index finger touches the front of your chin right there, then you know your head is sitting in a good position on your neck. If for some reason it's not, kind of see where it is, you may be kind of sticking your head out forward like a turtle, so your chin is actually in front of that finger, or it might be tipped up just a little bit, and those are all things that we can correct really easily by just using your hand and kind of helping figure out where the correct posture is. So this is your setup, and you just want to make sure that the index finger is right in front of your chin. So if you're not, just drop your chin down just a little bit. It's not a huge tuck, it's just a little nod down of that chin. So that'll help take a lot of the stress and the pressure off of those neck muscles that have been looking down for a lot of the time during your day. The second exercise is the genie stretch. And so you're basically going to think back to the TV show, cross your arms across each other, holding onto your forearms just like that, nice and gentle. And then you're just going to raise your arms up over your head just till you feel a bit of a stretch in the back of your shoulders or in your upper back between your shoulder blades, and you're just going to go up and down nice and easy. So you're going to do that about 10 or 15 times. And you don't really want to push into pain or discomfort here. You should just feel a nice, gentle pull, and that should feel really good after you've been sitting and having those shoulders rounded forward a lot. And then the third exercise is a little bit more of a strengthening exercise for those muscles in between your shoulder blades, in your upper back, to really help support that posture. So what we're going to do is actually a W exercise. So you're going to start with your arms just straight up and down like that, like you're kind of making a box or holding a box in that position. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades apart from one another and then drop your elbows down. And so you're making a W at the end point of the exercise. And then you're just going to come up and start back at that starting position. So it's an out and then a squeeze down. So that's going to target a lot of those muscles in between your shoulder blades, in your upper back, in your lats. It's going to feel really good in your upper back after you've been holding that baby and nursing or bottle feeding. So that exercise also you can do 10, 15, 20 times, whatever feels good to you. If you're ready to progress and want a little bit more resistance, you can also do that exercise with a band. Just kind of fix a band to a doorknob and you can pull apart in that same position, so give you a little bit more challenge with it. So go ahead and give those exercises a try. Just remember to support your arm, support your neck, make sure your posture is good, and then the couple of stretches and strengthening exercises for your upper back to try to help alleviate any neck pain or shoulder discomfort that you might have with breastfeeding or bottle feeding.